Okay, picture this. The setting is Flagstaff, Arizona.
Right.
It is April 2025, and this high desert wind is kicking up red dust on a barren 14-acre plot of land.
That same plot of land.
For 7 years, this dirt was supposed to be the foundation of a family empire. You know, a compound. 4 wives, 18 children, all living in harmony.
The big dream.
But on this specific Tuesday, the playground is, well, it's unbuilt. There are no groundbreaking ceremonies.
No.
There is just the scratching of pens on legal documents, cameras flashing from paparazzi hiding in the brush, and a silence that is literally costing millions.
It sounds like the opening to some kind of Western movie, but the only thing being drawn here are checkbooks. This is the end, the definitive end of an era for reality TV's most controversial family.
Exactly. The cameras flashed, the crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession. Welcome to StarScope Report.
And on StarScope Report, we don't just read the headlines, we drag them into the light. We are here to join you in uncovering the Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and the viral influencer scandals that clutter your feed.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are unpacking a story that has been, 30 years in the making?
At least. We are looking at the headline that has absolutely dominated YouTube and the tabloids this week. Sister Wives, 2025 betrayal, millions gone.
This is the forensic case study we have all been waiting for. We're talking about the Brown family, Kody Brown, his last remaining wife, Robyn.
And the OG3, the original 3 wives, Meri, Janelle, and Christine. They've all famously fled the plural marriage.
But as anyone who's been through a divorce knows, disentangling the hearts is one thing. Disentangling the finances, that is a much harder, colder war.
And today isn't about the breakups. I mean, that's old news. Today is about the liquidation. That 14-acre plot, Coyote Pass, it finally sold in April 2025 for $1.5 million.
Wow.
And if you think that sounds like a happy ending where everyone just takes their cut and walks away,
Yeah.
you haven't been paying attention to the dark legal maneuvering happening behind the scenes.
It is never that simple with this group. We're talking about, secret deals, 6-week standoffs, and some very questionable math about who deserves what.
So let's unpack this. We have to start with the accusation. This week, the headlines just exploded because Kody Brown leveled this massive accusation against his ex-wife, Janelle.
Okay.
He claimed that she was attempting a shady backdoor deal to sell the family property out from under Meri and Robyn.
Which, if you've watched the show and this family at all, that is a wild claim. Janelle has always been the CFO of the family.
Bookkeeper.
Yeah, she's the pragmatist, the one making sure the taxes were paid. The idea of her running some kind of backdoor hustle feels, I don't know, it's structurally wrong for her character. It just doesn't fit the profile we've watched for almost 2 decades.
It does feel very out of character. But let's look at the context. They bought this land, Coyote Pass, back in 2018 for $820,000.
Right.
It was meant to have 5 houses. Instead, it just sat there, undeveloped, for 7 years while the family completely disintegrated. Property taxes piling up, dreams just dying.
It became a symbol of their failure, a literal money pit in the desert. And holding on to raw land like that isn't cheap. I mean, you have taxes, insurance, maintenance. It's a liability, not an asset, until you build on it or sell it.
So fast forward to early 2025. They finally have a buyer on the line, a developer willing to pay $1.5 million.
Okay.
But the deal had a deadline. It had to happen now, or the buyer walks. And this is where Kody's narrative about Janelle just kind of crumbles when you look at the actual timeline from sources like Parade and, the deep dives on Reddit.
Okay, so if the story that Janelle was the villain is fake, what really happened? Because deals don't just stall on their own.
Well, the twist is that it wasn't Janelle blocking the deal or trying to be shady at all.
So who was it?
It was Robyn.
Robyn. The wife who constantly claims she just wants everyone to sit on the porch together.
The very same. Here are the facts from the title company records that are referenced in our sources. Janelle, Meri, and Kody all signed the title work within 1 week of the offer.
Okay, so they were ready to go.
They were ready. Pen to paper. Check sent. But then, nothing.
How long of a delay are we talking about here?
Robyn went silent for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
The buyer was ready to walk. The deal, this $1.5 million lifeline, it almost expired because one signature was missing.
6 weeks is an eternity in real estate. With that kind of money on the table, you're usually signing documents on the hood of a car if you have to. Why would she stall? Was it just negligence or was it a strategy?
Well, at the 11th hour, Robyn finally emerged. But she didn't come with just a signature.
Oh, of course she didn't.
She came with a demand, a new legal document she insisted everyone sign before she would agree to the sale.
That's a leverage play. She knew they were desperate to sell, so she held the deal hostage. It's actually a classic negotiation tactic, even if it's a ruthless one to use on family. You wait until the pain of losing the deal is greater than the pain of agreeing to your demand.
A massive leverage play. And the fans, they saw right through it. If you look at the Reddit threads and the viral reaction, people were calling out the hypocrisy immediately. You have Robyn, who, according to the financial breakdowns we've seen, contributed the least financially to the family pot, holding the entire deal hostage.
So what was Kody's strategy here? I mean, why spin this story about Janelle doing a backdoor deal when it was his current wife holding everything up? It seems like a lot of effort to rewrite history.
It looks like classic triangulation. Kody was trying to convince Meri that Janelle was screwing her over. He wanted to break up that budding alliance between his ex-wives. He told Meri, Janelle is trying to sell this out from under you to get Meri on his side.
That is strategic manipulation. You paint the person trying to save the deal as the villain and the person ghosting the deal as the victim. It's effective, I guess, if the other parties aren't talking to each other.
But they were talking, and I think that communication is what saved them from falling for it.
It is just frustrating hearing about it. I mean, imagine ghosting a $1.5 million deal for 6 weeks while everyone else is sweating bullets.
But here is the kicker. Why did Robyn wait 6 weeks? What was on that piece of paper she demanded everyone sign? It wasn't just a deed transfer. It was effectively a gag order.
Oh.
But wait till you hear what came next.
I have a feeling this document is going to make lawyers everywhere just cringe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming up, we uncover the document Meri Brown refused to sign, and the secret financial loan Kody claimed was actually a gift. You won't believe the legal loophole they used.
And if you think real estate law is boring, just wait until you see how it can tear a family apart.
So, the document. Robyn emerges from her 6-week silence with this paperwork. It turns out, according to sources from People in Parade, this was a rigorous non-disclosure agreement mixed with a hold harmless agreement.
Okay, for those listening who aren't lawyers, let's break that down. A hold harmless agreement.
Yeah.
What does that actually do? It's basically a waiver. It says, I agree not to hold you responsible for X, Y, or Z.
Right.
Usually you sign this before you go skydiving. Maybe if you're renting a venue, you don't usually sign it before you sell a vacant lot unless you are terrified of being sued for something specific.
In this case, it was kind of like financial skydiving. To understand why this document was so necessary for Kody and Robyn, we have to look at the money trail leading to Robyn's house, the famous $1.6 million McMansion in Flagstaff.
Right. The house filled with all that art and figurines while the other wives were renting or living in RVs. That house has been a major point of contention for years.
That's the one. So here's the financial reality. Meri and Janelle used the equity from the sale of their Las Vegas homes money, that was technically theirs, to fund the down payment for Robyn's house.
And we're talking about a lot of money.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And the assumption, at least from Meri and Janelle's perspective, was that this was family money, or maybe a loan. They were putting it into the family pot with the expectation that it would come back to them eventually.
Right. Meri is going on record calling it a loan. She fully expected to be paid back when the family property was sold. But Kody's obsessed with the word legally.
Oh, yeah.
He claims that legally it was a gift.
And this is the trap. This is where people get burned. When you apply for a mortgage, especially a jumbo loan for a $1.6 million house, you have to source your down payment. The bank needs to know where that cash came from. You can't just borrow money from a friend because the bank sees that as more debt.
Why does that matter so much to the bank?
Because it completely ruins your debt-to-income ratio. If you owe your friend $300,000, that's a huge liability. The bank won't approve the mortgage. So the bank requires a letter stating that the money is a gift, not a loan, and that there is no expectation of repayment.
So to get the mortgage approved, Meri and Janelle almost certainly had to sign what are called gift letters.
Exactly.
These are legal documents telling the bank this money is a gift, no repayment is expected.
Exactly. So they are trapped. If they claim it was a loan now, they're essentially admitting to mortgage fraud, telling the bank one thing and the family another. But if they stick to the gift story to avoid fraud, they have no legal standing to get their money back. Kody has them in a total checkmate.
You nailed it. It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Kody knows this. He knows that morally he owes them that equity. But legally, he has them cornered with those gift letters.
That is so cold. It weaponizes their generosity against them. It takes the trust that's required to sign that paper, trusting that we're family, we'll work it out, and uses it as a shield to keep the money.
And that brings us right back to the NDA Robyn demanded. It reportedly included a specific clause preventing Meri and Janelle from ever suing to recover the money put into the McMansion. It was a hold harmless clause saying, you can't come after us for that cash.
So they paid for his mansion, and his thank you note is a legal document saying you can't ask for a refund. I mean, that creates a permanent severance. It's not just about the money, it's about erasing the history of that contribution.
Precisely. But Meri rebelled. This is the moment where the dynamic really shifted. She refused to sign that initial NDA. She was quoted saying, I will not be silenced anymore.
Good for her. That takes guts when there is $1.5 million waiting on your signature. It would have been so easy to just sign it to get the deal done, but she stood her ground.
But Kody spun it. He blamed Meri for stopping the sale, conveniently ignoring that his demand for silence and financial immunity was the actual roadblock.
It's manipulation 101. Create the problem, then blame the person who's reacting to the problem. It shifts the focus from why are you demanding an NDA to why won't you just sign?
And Kody's obsession with legally versus morally is the key here. He's hiding behind the letter of the law to violate the spirit of the family they supposedly built.
It really highlights the danger of mixing business with, well, whatever this relationship dynamic was. If you're loving these Hollywood twists and financial deep dives, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
So the land finally sold. The NDA issue was reportedly resolved, likely with some watered-down version or a separate settlement we haven't seen yet. But when the check cleared in April 2025, the math, it just didn't add up. Later, we'll talk about the shocking twist regarding who got the money and the one-child excuse Kody used to justify it.
I cannot wait to hear the justification for this one.
And that's not even the wildest part. Wait until you hear about the massive line of credit Kody and Robyn opened immediately after the sale. Are they broke?
Spoiler alert, the math is definitely not mathing.
Okay, so let's get to the payout. It's April 2025. The land sells for $1.5 million. The wire transfers hit the accounts, and the disparity is staggering.
Let's break it down. Who walked away with what?
According to the reports, Kody and Robyn walked away with approximately $750,000.
Half.
50% of the proceeds.
Half for two people, which implies they viewed themselves as a single unit entitled to 2 shares, or just the head of the snake taking the lion's share.
Meri and Janelle, they received approximately $325,000 to $340,000 each. So that's roughly 25% apiece.
And Christine.
Christine was smart. She sold her share back to Kody for $10 years ago just to get her name off the title and escape. She cut her losses and ran.
The smartest move in the whole saga, honestly. She bought her peace of mind for the price of that land. But look at that inequity for the others. Robyn, who entered the family with significant debt and contributed the least to the actual income, she ends up with the largest asset share plus the mansion.
And Kody had a justification for this. It's what sources are calling the one-child argument. He told Meri explicitly that she wasn't entitled to an equal share of the land.
Wow.
He wanted to give her only 2 acres originally. Why? Because she only has 1 child, Leon. Whereas he and Robyn have tenders, young children to support.
That is heartbreaking. It's basically monetizing the uterus. It's saying your value in this financial partnership is directly tied to your biological output for him. It completely ignores the actual dollars and cents put into the account.
And it ignores the financial reality. Meri was often the highest contributor to the family pot because of her LuLaRoe business. She was putting in the most cash, but because she had the fewest children, Kody decided she deserved the smallest return.
It's cruel logic. Thanks for the cash. Sorry about your empty nest. Here's a fraction of what you paid in. It treats the family structure like a welfare state where the needs of the many outweigh the contribution of the one, but applied selectively to benefit Kody's favorite.
So where are they now? Janelle took her payout and bought a flower farm in North Carolina. She's rebuilding.
Love that for her. That sounds peaceful. A complete pivot from the chaos of Flagstaff.
Meri is still running her B&B in Utah, which she very smartly kept separate from the family pot years ago.
The one asset they couldn't touch. That B&B stands as a monument to her foresight.
Exactly. But here is the mystery. Kody and Robyn. They just got a $750,000 windfall from the land sale. They have the mansion. They should be sitting pretty.
You'd think.
But in December 2025, just months after the sale, public records show they took out a $750,000 home equity line of credit, a ELOC, on the mansion.
Wait, hold on. They got nearly $1 million cash in April, and by December, they had to borrow almost the exact same amount against their house. That's alarming.
It begs the question, where did the money go?
That is terrifying spending. Or it points to a deeper structural issue with their finances.
You know what I mean?
It suggests that the family pot was actually operating like a Ponzi scheme run by the head of the household. As long as the investors, the other three wives, were pouring money in, the lifestyle at the top was sustainable.
Right.
The money coming in paid for the lifestyle going out.
The luxury cars, the art, the jewelry, it all works as long as new money is coming in.
But now the investors are gone. The cash flow from the OG3 has dried up.
Yeah.
They are left with a massive mortgage and a lifestyle they can't afford on their own. And maybe legal bills?
It's a financial house of cards. And taking out a massive loan against your home right after a payday suggests liquidity issues. They're asset rich, maybe, but cash poor.
And without the show money continuing forever, that HELOC is going to come due. A HELOC is usually a variable rate, too. If they are using it to pay for daily life, that is a spiral that is very hard to pull out of.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next in the world of reality TV scandals. Because if history is any indicator, this financial unraveling is far from over.
I have a feeling the forensic accountants are just getting started.
So to recap the 2025 betrayal, the family empire is officially dissolved. Kody and Robyn kept the hard assets, the land, money, the house, but they lost the family. Meri and Janelle lost a significant chunk of their investment, but they gained their freedom.
And honestly, freedom might be the most valuable asset on that balance sheet. You can make more money, but you can't buy back years of happiness.
I want to leave you with one final thought. We talked about the gift letter trap. It sounds like a niche legal issue, but think about the implications. How many other families or partners are trapped right now because they signed a piece of paper for love?
Mm-hmm.
To help a partner get a loan, to help a spouse start a business, only to have that paper weaponized against them when the relationship soured.
It's a sobering thought. Love is grand, but get it in writing. And maybe don't sign the gift letter unless it's actually a gift. Protect your future self.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.